Crazy. My shit completely crashed. God damn. It completely crashed. Damn. That was awful. Not only that, but like everything's screwed up. Everything. I think we're back though, right? Hey, at least my song was back up. Right? My bad, y'all. Back in that motherfucker. Oh, that's loud as fuck. God damn. I wonder why it always starts off like mega loud. Got it. My bad. All right, let's Street Fighter. Let's load that up. And I need to bring up stream chatbot. My bad, y'all. I don't know. My whole system just crashed. I tried to reload OBS and it just crashed completely. I was like, damn. Ugh. But we back in that motherfucker. Ugh. I do wonder if I should try to monetize my YouTube streams. I always have those off. We'll see. I'll think about it.
Street Fighter 6.
So, I did say I wanted to go to about 10 o'clock. And, you know, as we get closer and closer to that. Yoshi, sometimes when I start the stream, it takes a little bit of time. So if it starts to act up, just give it a bit. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to smooth out, you know? You just want to be a good player with amazing fundamentals? What does amazing fundamentals mean to you? That's very, very broad. And if we could define what amazing fundamentals means to you, then maybe we could define how we get to that point, you know? Solid anti-air, checks dashes, DR. It's back. Hopefully I'm back, Zinthos. And keep in mind, I'm also over on Twitch. If you guys want to watch me on Twitch, you're free to do so. If you want to watch me on YouTube, it's cool too. So the reason why I had asked you guys, like, what are fundamentals to you is like, if you can't define what it is, you can't work toward it. You got YouTube Red. I still get paid off of that though. But I don't have monetization checked for the streams just because I curse, and I'm always afraid that they're gonna like be upset about that. So I always keep it off. You know what I mean? So people are never going to play the same game as you. So I think a better way to view it is to not allow them to play the game that they want to play, right? They're never going to want to play the same game as you. That's the goal of it, right? The whole goal is to never play the game that they want you to play. So a lot of what you said, maybe this will make sense to you, and maybe will help you like understand like the soft skills that you should try to work toward. Last night, if you were on the stream, you saw me working on that, right? You saw me start to work on that. And I was trying to get really good at reacting to stuff with my DP. That's not something that I can do in a day. That's not something I can do in a week. That's not something I can do in a month. This is something that I understand. It's going to take me like months to a year. You know what I mean? It depends, right? And it's not just reacting to things in the air. It's like... Like, this move exists for the reason. You know what I mean? This move exists to make you not use that, right? I know how to do it, but most people will get hit by it. Why? Because they have to react to it, and they'll trade, they'll get hit by it, right? But this, you can't fuck with, right? You can't fuck with that, right? Also, that's different too. Okay. It's always an option, right? Some EX moves are strike in Vol 2. So, you see this a lot in the Juri matchup, right? Juri players know that crouching heavy punch exists, right? They know that. So what tends to happen is this, right? You'll see a person, they jump in, right? They jump in, they get beat out, and then they jump in and do that. What happens is, when they jump in the first time, they get hit. They jump in the second time, they try to do it, and then they get beat out, right? Like that, right? And that could be the difference between the match or not. Because that you can go into your level 3, right? That could be the difference between the round or not. Right? If I try to stop it, I get hit by it, you know? GG's, right? So, like, that's my point, right? So, like, there are times where, like, the DP is definitely better, right? Because you don't have to, like, deal with it. On top of it, right? If a person does this, your crouch fierce might not help you. I mean, it does here, right? But like a lot. Actually, I'm doing it wrong completely, right? Right. But like, it's like ambiguous if it's gonna hit or not, right? Okay. But the DP though, always hit, right? Air throw, you know? There are times when like the DP is just better, you know? But most importantly, things like Dragon Lash, you're really ambiguous. Dealy, that means a lot to me. And I'm actually like not capping. Appreciate that. You know what I mean? So like, here we are. Like, I'm trying to practice this. How are you, dude? Right? I'm trying to practice this. And this will take me months to do. Right? But I'm in it for the long haul because I know if I can get good at this skill here, well then there's so much more that comes with it, right? Like, that's not a thing anymore, right? Every time, right? But to get good at this requires me to get good at this, right? It requires me to do the input as slow as possible. It requires me to practice things over and over again. It requires me to drill myself in ways that like other people don't have to do it, right? So like if you were here last night, you saw me trying to react to moves like, what was I doing? Hazanshu. You saw me trying to react to moves like, Dragon Lash, right? So it's like, that's my point, right? You mean this? Is that what you're having problems with? I can teach you how to do this, no problem. Unless you're talking about this. That. Any shortcuts supers? No, I don't. Unfortunately, every shortcut I've found has not been worth it. There is a shortcut that I've like been trying out. That, but it's not very good. It still requires a quarter circle back or a quarter circle forward. Not very great, you know. Oh, duh. Circle forward in the slide. Got it. I don't like slides though. It's too much control of my hand away from me. You know what I mean? So what I've been trying to do is quarter circle forward, and then you do 2, 3, 9, and you confirm through that, right? So like, you do down, add forward, add jump, and then confirm, right? Have a good one, Basu. I don't like it because it requires me to do this. So there's a trick to light into short, right? This is a link. You can't mash it, right? You have to time it correctly. So what you can do to practice this, 2 things. And this kind of goes back to what I was like about to say. Turn the action timing display on and turn it down to 50%. And I know that you guys might not feel that like you want to spend your time in slow motion. I can assure you, this is how you get good, right? You get good by micro improvements like this. So the action timer above your head shows you when you can hit the button next to actually do the combo. So when this bar crosses the yellow bar, that's your timer to press the next button to combo, right? Boom. And once you get good at this, you can add on the DP, right? If you do it too early, you won't get it. You have to do it in time, right? So your window is within the second part of this bar here. So I would practice this just to get this part down. Once you get that, you can start to work on your DP. To do the DP, what I do is I hold forward and then I hit the light kick, right? What this does is that when the light kick hits, I do a fireball, and that gives me the combo, right? Instead of doing the DP motion, I do a fireball one. Because I'm already holding forward, so I can just do the fireball. That helps out a lot, and I'm sure that's going to help you out. So, in time, I still have problems, right? So practice this first, then practice this, right, by itself. So think about it like forward light kick into a fireball punch, right? And then once you get good at the 2 parts, just put it together, right? And once you're able to do this sometimes, swap sides. Right? And do it from this side. Make sure you always get it, right? And once you get it still, my suggestion is to try to find combos to use it in, right? So try to do this, right? Because this also feels kind of like that, right? You know, it feels like this. It's faster, but it feels the same, right? And once you get good at it, you could do something like, you know, light, drive rush, light, into the combo, right? So like, always find ways to like, to test yourself, right? So now you can do light, short, right? Light, short into fireball, or into the DP, right? So find like new ways to practice it, right? So like drive rush, then go into it, right? Find like new creative ways to do it, you know? As you see, I can do it well. I don't practice this combo at all. You could do something like crouching short, stand light punch, and then go into that, right? So find new ways for you to hit that combo, right? But once you start to get it down, start to branch off and try to do other things, and it will help your brain get used to it. Thanks for the Juri videos. You played Juri with Modern and you became a master, but you want to graduate and play with Classic. You guys have helped a lot. I'm glad for that. New active sub and greetings. Glad to have you. From Mexico? I wish I knew Spanish so I can say something. No, greetings. Was it bienvenidos? That's welcome, right, I guess? So look at all your victories as very small ones, you know what I mean? So, kind of going back to what Haitha had said, if you're trying to work on fundamentals, I think one of the things is that you have to like work on things in a small way. So one of the things that you said that you wanted to work on was your anti-airs. Well, you go over to recordings, you can create drills for yourself. And I know that I talk about drills a lot, but it works, right? It works. You can create a drill, and the whole point is to make it seem like the same thing over and over again, but it branches off, right? So you could do this, jump, and then you jump in, right? Next slot, jump, and then not. Next slot, jump, and then dash in. And your goal is to respond to only the jump in, right? Because the goal after you get good at that is to respond to the dash, you know? Right? So like, put on your favorite song. Give yourself a few. Just practice it. And once you start to get good at it, the way that I like to think about it further to help you out, there's like micro things about this game, right? So once you start to get good at it, you can start to focus on these things, right? So if we look at Juri before she does things, it's like small little tells if you watch her animations. So like when she goes for a dash, she like winds up for it. You see? Yeah, she like goes like that. And you'll start to get good at seeing that. You know what I mean? See? And if you have to turn it on slow, then so be it. If that's too much, then only turn on the one slot, right? And only respond to just the stimulus of that. And it might sound like it's too easy, but the whole point is that you need your brain to get used to that, right? You need your brain to get used to doing that, so that you can get used to the timing, the flow of it. Because in reality, eventually you won't have to look at the timing. You'll see the jump and you'll know the timing, right? And like, if you don't have good fundamentals, thinking of a way to just isolate the thing you want to get good at is a good thing. You had asked about, let's see. Anti-airs, whiff punishing. The thing about whiff punishing, I think people misunderstand. Part of whiff punishing is less to do with reacting to everything and anticipating and having an answer for it. Right? So I never thought of a good way to explain it, but there's like 3 stages to reacting to things, right? There's Recognition, knowledge, and execution. Those are the three things you need, right? The recognition, knowledge, and execution. And JP is a good example. So JP, when JP does his heavy punch, very interesting, right? So I can whiff punish him, right? But here's the problem. Sometimes when I'm far away, that whiffs, right? But reacting to this is really hard because his hurt box goes away so fast. But the first part of this is recognition. You have to see the stimulus, then you have to have the knowledge of what button to press, and then you have to execute. You could work on those three things individually, right? So let's say I have a good read, and I'm like, I think JP wants to do that move there. That takes away step one, right? I know he's going to do it. So I don't have to like really react to it. I just have to react to him doing something. I know he's going to do it. I don't have to look for it. I have a feeling he's going to do it. That's called a read, right? The knowledge is that I can't do this. I can't do the fuha. I can't do that. So I have to think of what else I can do, right? I can do this. But like the problem here, does this hit? It does hit. Cool, right? So like that comes back to knowledge. And the execution is, I need to be able to do this combo. Oh, that whiffs too. That's why I do it. There's a reason why I don't do that, right? Because that sometimes will whiff, right? So what I tend to do now is I will drive rush this, right? So I can get the full combo, right? Right? But that comes down to the knowledge of it. So much so that now whenever I play Kraden, if I have a good read on him, I'll do that instead, right? But that's harder to do, right? I'll do that. But that comes back to knowledge, right? Because sometimes at that range, it's hard to hit that, you know? And that doesn't do as much damage. And the execution is, well, I need to have the execution to do that. It sucks. To do this combo, right? I have to have the execution to do it. So being able to isolate those small things and those three core parts means that I can like micro practice certain things. Does that make sense? So if you want to work on a whiff punishing, the first step is to be able to make this move whiff, right? You have to stay in a range to make it whiff. So if you stand here, it whiffs, but you're not in the proper range to do anything about it. I still got hit, you son of a bitch. Right? So you have to practice staying in this range, in a range that it actually hits. Or you have to practice going outside of the range and then going back into the range, right? Because then you could do something more fast, right? This takes practice. Like, you have to practice this skill here. Like many people will go, oh, I can use this button to whiff punish, but when I do it, it doesn't work. Well, there's more to it than just pressing the button, right? There are times where you have to walk into the range, right? There's more to it than that. You have to make it whiff. Because why would JP throw this button out at this range? JP should not throw that button out at this range. Kraden would not. So what do? I walk in the range, I walk out of the range, and try to make him press that button, right? Sometimes you have to make them press the button. But you have to be good at walking in and out of that range, right? This takes practice. There's nothing wrong with trying to, just to practice this, right? There's so much better, skills to practice than just combos, right? Just like that. Knowing the range. That's important. I know this is boring, but you ever watch a professional basketball player train? They're practicing micro skills, right? There's all that kind of stuff. Is there a button range where you can force it to whiff? That's a thing too, right? So you hit standing heavy punch, bump, bump, bump. 3. Let's try 3, right? Is there a range in which if I hit a few buttons, I can make him press that button and whiff, right? Okay. Right. Right. So it's like you might run into cases like that where you notice that every time you do this thing here, he hits a heavy punch. Well, if you're not looking for that and you don't know if you can do so, you can walk out of that range. Right? Did I know that? Nope. Right? So this is spaced out in the right range. So at this range here, you're in a proper range that if he throws it out, it makes it, it whiffs. If he walks backwards, you know to walk a little bit forward. But the whole point is, like, you have to, like, practice these small things because it steamrolls itself. And this is how you get, like actual skill, right? This is how you get actual skill because it's not just about doing that. You start off with doing that. And then you start off with doing this. And then you find a combo that works, right? Cool. But then you're like, is that the best I can do? And then you, like, learn something else, right? Or you learn Oki afterwards. Right? You get a combo, you learn that combo, and then you learn how to put two pressure afterwards. So then you can set him to wake up with a crouching light punch. Cool. So now we have a drill that he whiffs, and we have to react to it. And then we have a drill that when he wakes up, he's going to press a button. Hello? Oh, I'm bugging. Oh, wait. Huh? Let's try it again. Oh, it's because the thing is on. Oh, got it. So that's not gonna work. Okay, cool. Let's do. Oh, that's not gonna work. That sucks. Right? He's gonna do that. So we know from here that when I knock him down, when I knock him down, he's gonna press his button. We have to get good at the meaty throw, right? You have to get good at the meaty strong. Get good at that. And then from there, it's cool because we get to just like to practice this and we get better at it. And then when we knock him down, we can practice the wake up. Right? And getting used to that timing to make sure that timing is right. So like again, like you notice how I took one thing and tried to stretch it into something that you might see in an actual game. So like that son of a bitch was directed toward yes, it was, right? So whenever you learn a skill, see what else you could do with that skill because it'll start to connect more in your brain. You know what I mean? Touchdown. You touch back down in CT, gonna stop at the bar, meet up with some homies, and you're gonna run Murphy with all the people that beat me up in the last few days. Oh no. So that's how I practice, right? So you might have seen the short that I did last night. One of the combo that I wanted to learn. I said, okay, I learned the combo. Now that I learned the combo, what can I do with it, right? Right, once I learn the combo, what was the combo? Once I learn the combo, it's like, well, what can I do with the combo, right? When do I use it? How do I use it after a sequence, right? So like, for example, so I only have 2 stores there. So after this here, I have 2 stores. So, like, you see my point, right? So, I don't have the spoons to really work on it, right? You usually hate the training mode, but Street Fighter 6 Juri at least has been the first time you've had fun, right? Because the character's fun. So that's my rant. But as I said earlier, I do have a Discord, and I invite you all to join if you'd like. I have streamer mode on. Someone just hit my DMs. I don't know who it is yet, but I'll answer that when I get out of stream. If you guys want to join the Discord, you guys can always ask any question there. If I'm not online, if you run into a problem, you can always do so. Fuck, you can DM me. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I want to help. Eldas, what's going on? Oh, that felt good. All right, so. I heard the guff without even the earphones on. All right, so I'm going to take a quick break, chat. I have one more rant in me. I got to go take a potty break. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get a drink. Sorry for the delay in the stream. Sorry for the disconnect in the stream. But if you guys want to hit the like button on YouTube, helps me out. Make sure to follow on Twitch. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube. I'll be right back. Alpha, what's going on? All right, I'm back. All right, so if you guys will allow me, another rant, mostly again about the community, but me not being the good content creator that I am, I didn't queue it up, and also my system crashed, right? So if you give me 2 seconds, I can pull up the tweet. I talked about this a little while ago. Give me a second. There's 2 tweets I want to pull up. We have that. The other one was actually a message in the Discord from Friend of the channel, Halo Chicken. Going over stuff with F Champ. Where's this clip? I had it earlier. What the hell? Ah, got it. Copy. All right. So, let's pull these two clips up. And hopefully, we'll make some sense of it, right? So, the first clip you guys might seen. So, the first clip that you might have seen is from Just a Kid. He posted this about a week ago. He wants to know how he got Feng Shui Engine in these inputs, right? And he slows
Core circle
down.
back, okay.
He
Core
pulls it
circle
up,
forward.
and he gets Feng Shui
Feng
Engine.
Shui.
And he's like, how did I get this input? Right. And I understand that when you're salty and when you're frustrated or blah, 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 whatever, right? It happened. But let's look at his inputs. Down, down, back, back, right? Down, back. That is a completely viable input for super. You did that. That's actually the input. That actually is the input. There's no confusion about it. You did that. Now, yes, he did parry at the end. And I know that y'all might think that like, oh, well, if he did parry, how did he get it? Well, it's because supers override parry. And that makes sense. In fact, I tell y'all, if you guys are doing your inputs, you guys should probably do it with parry. Let me show you. If you try to EX DP and you use the parry, right? If you screw the input up, you get parry, right? Because I'm doing, I'll show my inputs. Input display. Let's put the virtual controller on, right? So if I do DP, right? I'm already hitting medium punch, right? And if I do the DP, but add the medium kick, I'm doing parry. But EX moves override parry. So it doesn't matter if I want to do parry, right? If I do an EX DP or an EX move, it won't matter. But let's say I screw up the EX DP, and instead I just do quarter circle forward, 2 punch, and the parry. Well, I just get the parry, right? If you screw up the DP, you get parry. That's a way that you can make sure you can be defensive while also doing your DP and making sure that if you screw it up, you still get parry. That's a common thing. But in this case, he actually did the super, so the game overrode his parry with the super. And he knows he did it, right? He knows he did it. It is what it is. But Street Fighter 6 has like caused brain rot toward its players, and I don't know why. That's not a knock at Jack. I fuck with Jack. I'm in his club. I'm a mod to his stream, right? I fuck with Jack. I want to do some content with Jack in the future. But like, dog, you did that. You tried to buffer, and then you did parry, right? You buffered, and then you did parry. It happens, right? But then let's look at another example. And F-Champ is a Dhalsim player, OG player, very good execution. I'm going to turn my face off for this so we can see him and some of his input. F-Champ is frustrating for a few reasons. Every time I see him try to teach the game, it's always wrong. It's just not factual. Any case, let me explain your moment here. You play with Marisa. Most of the time, it happens. It fucks with your inputs. Instead of Fireball, you launch a level 1 or 2. and you fuck up everything, what you've noticed that sometimes not only playing mind games, the game decides to buffer certain commands, like even after 1 or 2 seconds. Yeah, so like, I'm not saying it's not frustrating. I'm not saying that the game doesn't hold on to your inputs for too long. I absolutely do think that the game holds on to inputs for too long. And on top of it, my theory is that there's going to come a time where Capcom is going to make the input tighter, but since everyone is new and everyone has to do inputs slowly to make sure that they come out, that's why the inputs feel so long. F-Champ is good to watch, right? He said some things in the past that I'm not a fan of, so I usually don't watch his stuff, but he knows what he's talking about. But like a lot of top players, they don't know what they're talking about, if that makes sense, right? It's like he's so damn good that he doesn't need to understand things at a very micro level. And this is just a topic that I know about, right? So let's look at his problem, right? Let's see. What is F-Champ upset about, right? Let's see. Let's turn this off. What's he upset about? So, he's trying to do forward light kick into half circle back 2 punch, right?
What if I'm holding the button already?
And he's having a problem.
Nothing happened. It didn't even come out. Look.
So now I can't look because his face is over it. But assuming the input's correct, and I can kind of tell it is correct, right? I can see the half circle. This right here is probably him doing the 3 punch, right? I'm pretty sure he did the input correctly. In fact, he did the input correctly here. His inputs are correct, but it's not coming out. And I think that it's a trap that we look at our inputs and go, it didn't come out, the game lies. But it's just because for whatever reason, and I don't know why, right? And I don't know why this game, for some reason, people just don't want to test things. But it's disingenuous for him to say, look at my inputs, it didn't come out, and just equate it to the game eating his inputs. That's just not what's happening.
Look at this. How come it didn't come out?
So if you input something and it doesn't come out, first thing I think about is, can we recreate it? Right? That's the first thing to test out, right? So let's recreate it, right? And I was talking to Halo Chicken in the Discord about this. You guys might have seen my post about it. But like, is it a problem? Can I not do that? Got it. Got it. Got it. So what's his problem? I'm doing the same exact inputs as him, and I get it. So is his game screwed up? Is his controller screwed up? That's the first thing that I would think about. Is it my controller? No, the game is reading my inputs correctly, but I don't get it. So what's the problem? In fact, I got it and even did the input incorrectly, right? Because you don't need to do, to my knowledge, you don't need to do 2 corners for the half circle. But then I noticed, I said, well, what's he doing that I'm not, right? What's the problem, right?
It didn't even come out.
It was on a drive rush. Oh. So if you guys have seen my video about this, there's always weird stuff that when it comes to the drive rush screen freeze, right? And I said, oh, it probably is the screen freeze. But like, why would that happen, right? Why would that be a thing? Why would the screen freeze cause it not to come out, right? Because I got it there, right? I got it there, right? Right? I got it there. No problems, right? Am I just better? Am I just better than he is? 100% chat. I haven't dropped it once, right? So let's force it to not work. Right? Didn't work. It works there. It didn't work. Right? This is hard to test only because I'm not in range, right? Boom. Right? Input's correct. So I can force it to not work, right? I can force this to not work. So then, the next thing that you should think about is, wait a minute. If I could force this to not work, but I could also force it to work, there's something recreatable here. What's the problem? And the problem is, it's the screen freeze, right? Anytime that I input the Yoga Flame on the screen freeze, it doesn't come out. Right? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Got hit. Doesn't work. Now, I know why it doesn't work, but this is where my rant starts. F-Champ is a world-class player. F-Champ has been in the FGC for like a decade and a half. A Marvel god. Excellent player. I'm going to keep it a stack. 1550 MR Juri player Kale shouldn't have to educate these players in how their game works. Can we record the dummy getting the input to fail? Good question, right? Right? Scientist shit, right? Absolutely, right? Let's test that. I didn't even think about that. Let's swap the characters, right? Now, to test this, we would need Dalsim to do this. It's going to be tough, right? Here we go. Right? There we go, right? Right? So it's not the input. It's not even that, because like the first thing that everyone thinks is that Drive Rush ate my input. But what input was Drive Rush eating? Because Drive Rush doesn't eat inputs. It gives you the inputs, but you still have to play within the rules of the game. What it is simple, right? Let me pull up. Where is it? Street Fighter? Are we doing that? No, let's pull up his clip, right? Let's pull the clip up. Give me a sec. Cool. So let's pull up his clip. And I looked at it frame by frame, right? I want to see what happened, right? So if we look at this in slow motion, we could see exactly what the problem is. So he's throwing out light kick and doing an immediate cancel to Yoga Flame, right? So here comes the Drive Rush, right? I don't think I can go frame by frame per se. So at this point here, you can't see. He threw out his light kick during this frame here, during the screen freeze, right? And his Yoga Flame has completed before his light kick hits, right? So out of the buffer window, the Yoga Flame hasn't even hit yet, for one. And two, he was buffering during the screen freeze, right? So he input the light kick here. The way the screen freeze works is that the screen will freeze for like 10 frames. And if you press a button during the screen freeze, the game will give you the input, right? But the problem is that he also input the Yoga Flame during the screen freeze. You can't buffer two moves at once during the screen freeze. So the game gave him his input. But then once his input hit, there wasn't a buffer anymore. Because he did his buffer all the way up here. So the game gave him his input, but he was trying to buffer 2 moves during the screen freeze. A bit of patience, but also he did his input too fast. Because if he was trying to catch a dash, there would be no problem, right? So if I have Dhalsim do this, and I dash into it, there's no problem, right? But you can't buffer 2 moves in the buffer window. Now you might go, well, that sucks. That means it ate my input. It would be the same thing if it was on a block string. The same exact thing. Because what it is this. Let's do... Let's see if I can make this happen. I've never tried this, but I'm going to try it. It's still too slow. It's still too slow. It's hard to tell that. But I guess the best way to explain it would be... Okay. Let's go into Juri, since I'm the character. Let's go into Juri, right? Okay. So, let's say Juri does drive rush into standing strong, right? My action timer is on, and let's put this in slow motion, right? Right. As I block, this is the moment to where I can actually press a button, right? And in most cases, what happens is that we hit the button around here, say to do a reversal, right? And then by the time that move hits, we're completely out of block stun. We're out of the buffer range, and we're free to buffer again. But what F-Champ was doing everything in this range here. So the only thing that comes out after we're out of block stun is the light kick, right? The game is not going to queue up the light kick and the flame. It's going to be only the light kick because that's what he hit first. And that makes sense. That's consistent. That's 100% consistent within the game. Let me think of a case in which something is punishable. Right? So like in this case here, right? It's like, that makes sense because if you look at the window... Oh, whoops. It's so small that I don't even have to wait for the end, right? I could just do the cancel, right? But you notice how if I try to do them both in the window, right? There are times in which I won't even get the light kick because you're not playing inside the timing, right? All kinds of weird stuff will happen if you're not playing in the timing. So you have to wait for your light kick to actually come out, and then you buffer. Because if you don't, weird things are going to happen, right? That's just the reality of it. I bet you it's the same thing if I try to do the drive rush with her here, right? Watch. That'd be hard to do, actually. I still get it, actually. It's actually hard to even test this because... There we go. Boom. Right? Boom. Right? In fact, if I do it so fast, I don't even get the low medium kick. Okay. There. Yup. Right? It makes sense. That is like... And like... Thank you for the follow.
You look like you're in
Waka
good
Angel.
shape. Whack Angel is not following.
I always have a view. If something feels weird, test it out. Because the biggest issue about this game that people have is that they don't understand the timing of the game and they don't understand how the input reader works. And instead of trying to figure it out, they're just angry about it. Right? And it's because back in the day, you had to do things so fast, right? But in this game, you have time. I'll give you another example, right? Everyone has this problem. I know they do because I have it too, right? Everybody has. How many times have you mashed DP on Wake Up and you just don't get it? It happens all the time, right? Let's do in the corner, actually. Everyone has this problem, right? Cool, right? And then you go to Wake Up, you get hit. And you're like, but I did DP. Of course I did it. You can see it, right? You see it. Look. There's my DP there. It wasn't clean, but that's a viable input. I should have got my D. I should have gotten my DP, right? Well, did you time it right? Like, if I can do this again and get like 100% fuck it up, right? That means I'm doing it wrong. But if I could do it again and get it every time, then that means that there was something not done right, right? I struggle with this, but there's an easy way to tell how to fix this. We turn 50% on again. When you input your DP, it has to be within this range here, right? And most people do it too early, like that. You have to do it closer to when the move actually is about to hit you. If your inputs are good and you can do that, you'll be fine, right? If I can do it, then it has to be player error. Does that make sense? But no one wants to hear that because it's more sexy to think that the game is fucking me up. Which is funny, right? Because people will say things like this game is cheating me, right? This game cheats me. What's up, Seku? How's it going, homie? Good to see you. This game will say things like, this game cheat me. It ate my inputs, right? But let me just show you that no one will ever talk about. No one talks about this shit, right? But the game does cheat you. But no one talks about it, right? Let's see a situation where the game legitimately will cheat you. Let's find out, right? So let's say we're in Feng Shui Engine, and this is a sequence I like to do, so I do it all the time. Low key, I'm going to show y'all how to deal with it so that you guys don't get hit by it, blah, 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 right? So let's have Juri do a sequence like this. Everyone gets hit by it, right? Everyone gets hit, right? So how do you block this, chat? Can someone... If you know it, don't say it, right? But if you don't know the answer for this, I want y'all to answer that. What's the proper way to block that? Do you block it cross up, or do you block it as if it hits in front? What's the proper thing to do? Hey, this guy is thinking for himself. He's blaming himself for his own mistakes. Yup. What about dashing? Possibly, right? But no, I want you to block it, right? Payless Nike says it hits in front. You can't cross up in the corner, right? Haith says it hits in front. Okay. Do we have any cross-uppers in the chat? Anyone that thinks that this hits cross-up? Do we have some cross-up blockers? Right? Let's block this cross-up, right? I blocked it. Oh, cool, right? So all you fronters, you're wrong, right? Because if I block this in the front... Oh, wait. Oh, wait. You can block it both ways. You can't get hit by that. You both were right and you both were wrong. You just can never hit that. It's bi-blockable. It's unhittable. They can block it however they want. No one talks about that. Has any Juri player talked about that? Of course not, right? Because they're too busy going, I did level 2 and I got level 2. This game cheated me, right? This is bi-blockable. You could block it however you want, right? Front and back, right? You can't hit this, right? Cool, right? Neat. To answer your question, you could try to dash out of it, but you will get hit by it, right? Oh, actually, no. I take it back. You could dash out of it, right? You also can just block low, right? I think you block low and do crouch short. There was something I did that made it whiff. I forget. There is a way to make that whiff, though. Anyway. But yeah. This mix-up is not scary because it's a left-right. It's scary because of the double overhead, right? Because even if you block it, right? You might block low afterwards, right? But if you hold forward, it blocks both attacks. Right? Which is crazy. So when people talk about, like, this game cheated me, like, that's what it means to be cheated, right? That's what it means to get cheated. That's what it means to actually get cheated. No Juri players really use Death Crest. Death Crest is for newer players and modern players that need to confirm, right? Because modern, you don't have this. So on modern, you have that. There's no fuzzy risk here, per se. Right? If you're not in burnout, there's no risk. If you're in burnout, good luck. Right? If you're in burnout, good luck. Because, yeah. You're in burnout, good luck, right? Good luck, right? This is the M2 Cloud, yo. Good luck, right? That's the M2 Cloud on Twitter. But it's burnout only. Because at any time, I could do that. Right? But when people say they're getting cheated out of their move, they should be talking about that. No one's talking about that, right? You know why? People don't know about it, for one. You want to see what being cheated out is, chat? I'll show you what it means to be cheated out, right? No one talks about this, right? So, that move is +5. So that means if you hit any move that is 5 frames or quicker, it should combo, right? So, combos. Combos, right? Combos. This move is 5 frames, right? No combo. No combo. Why no combo? And just before y'all answer that, I want y'all to know, I know what you're going to say, and I already have an answer for it. I'm 5 frames. Where's my combo? I'm +5. Medium kick is 5 frames. Where's my combo? How come I don't get a combo? Huh? So, the next question you would ask is, well, Kale, far away it's 8 frames. Close it's 5 frames. So when you hit this, you are too far away. Yes, but I also drive rushed in. Why am I so far away? Right? So, what I would say is, okay, if the dummy's crouching, that means they'll be wider. So that means I should be closer, right? So, the first hit came out, but it still didn't combo. Right? 2-hit combo. That should say 3 hit. Where's my combo? That should say 4 hits. Where's my combo? If I'm close enough to proc the first hit, where's my combo? Right? I want to know. Where's my... And the answer lies in the frame meter here, right? You wouldn't see it here. Everything looks like it's good, right? But the problem is, if we just land and stop and then do it, you look here, my move becomes active, but it doesn't hit on the first frame, right? So technically, instead of it hitting on frame 5, it hits on frame 6. But why, though? But why, though? Like, that shouldn't be the case. Like, fuck off. Give me my combo. And I was able to completely answer this when I did my frame trap video. Right? I can force a trade here and be +12. And I guess that wouldn't be a good example because it wouldn't matter here because Juri gets hit different, right? So I can combo that, right? So this is an example of how it's supposed to look, right? That's how it's supposed to look, right? Cool. Let's go over to JP, right? I'm +12 on that trade. So my 10 frame button should work. Right? Block all. Crouching light. 1, 3. But in JP's case, I'm only +10. Right? That's fine because my move is 10 frames. So, where's my combo? I'm +10. 10 frames startup. Does this 2 just not hit on frame 1? Yup, hits on frame 2. Right? So you might be saying, well, Kale, that's a hitbox thing. You can't avoid that, right? It happened. But there's a common button in both of these. It's that button there. That's the common button. There's something goofy about this button that's not working properly. That's just the truth of it. There's something goofy that is not working correctly. Does anyone talk about that? No. Do y'all care? No. Vinny from the Hill. I'm sorry, I didn't see your message. I was in a big rant. You're coming back from a Street Fighter 6 break. You're picking up Juri. Love it. Oh, you're picking Juri back up. Love to hear it. Do people talk about that? No. When I talk about it, do people pay attention? No. You know why? Because what the hell does this player know? They don't give a fuck. Mad annoying. Mad annoying. There's one thing I care about most in this game. In any fighting game, I want consistency. That's one reason why I love Juri in this game. Love it. No, and you're right, Malik. That's the reason why. Seku. That's the reason why. There's a different amount of hit stun with all the characters, right? So I understand that it would be less advantageous, but this is when it gets spooky, right? Right? So I just got done saying that this doesn't work. That combo does not work, right? And it's because this hits on frame 2, right? There's my combo. There's my combo. There's my combo. But Kale, you just said it didn't work. Then how come it worked there? How come I can go, it won't work, and I can go, it will work here? Right? I can force it to work. Do you want to know why? I'll tell you why. My theory is if we look at Juri's drive rush, there's an animation. There's an animation. If you look at it, right? Just watch it. She runs and then she puts her head down. Right? She runs and then she puts her head down. And if you look at the way she puts her head down, it looks like she gains more speed when her head's down. Right? So, my theory is that when you do this combo here, you get less space. Let's test it out, right? So her hand in neutral is somewhere around here, right? That's where her hand is, right? Around here. And if we run and let it... Yep, her hand is closer, you see? So, if she runs and she puts her head down, it's like she gains more speed, right? And since she gains more speed, she covers more distance. Right? But that doesn't help me if I'm drive rushing. Technically, I can do a late cancel, right? Technically. But I run into the risk of it not comboing, you see? That should be a four frame combo. It's less of a problem if I do this. I can get it to work, right? Because I have more time to run. I could cancel that late. See? I'm drive rushing here. So, the first thing I think about is, oh, if I ever want to do this combo, I have to make sure I run more, right? But here's the problem. I shouldn't have to think that, right? And also, I don't think there's a time really where I would do this, right? The only time I can think of it is if I'm trying to catch them low and trying to go into that combo there, right? And I usually wouldn't do it here. I usually would probably do like this, right? I'll do that instead. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in Feng Shui Engine, right? Mob B. I'll do that instead, right? I'm +7 there, right? But the whole point is, chat, if I never said that, would you know it? Of course not, right? And there might be a time where you hit this, right? And for some reason, you're like, I need to go into that. And it doesn't work. And you're going to go, wait, why didn't that work? You might think it's you. It's not you, it's the game. So I have a theory. If it feels like it should work, if the data says it should work, it should just work. So fix it. That's my theory. That's my view. I shouldn't have to do detective work, right? I shouldn't have to test this out, right? Game says this should work. That should just work. That's my like facts about it, right? Now, is there better answers? Is there more answers? Yeah, there's answers, right? Right? There's answers. But like, you look, the answers ain't answering, chat. Technically, I should be able to walk for 2 frames and hit that. Technically. Three frames. 1 frame. 1 frame. 1 frame. 1 frame. 3 frames. I cannot hit this on frame 2. It's crazy. I cannot hit frame 2. It's always frame 1 or frame 3. Frame 2. Okay. It doesn't work. Okay, fair enough. Right? Technically, I should be able to walk forward and then frame 2, do that. Right? 3 frames. Nah, that's not gonna work. But yeah, no one talks about these things, right? Just saying. Because it's not just right? It's not just this sequence here, right? Hello? Ah. It's not just this here, right? Can you stand up, please? Thank you. It's not just that, right? It's the fact that any sequence that I do, like going into this here, just won't work. Like, that's not fair, right? The double lights, I think they gotta block that. Like, yeah, any sequence that I do here, they can just buy blockable. It's not fair. Just saying. With that being said, Juri's still in the best state that she's ever been, right? Eldas, what's going on? I was right? I'm always right. What's up? Gonna punch your face? Nah, you're good. It's not about patience. It's timing. And I think that everybody is not used to the timing of this game yet. Stream it, Killer White West. No, Shark, not like that. Not like that. Stream it. The real fight is within. You got a 5-star silver? I'm telling you. Gold is right there. When you reach gold, tell Gold Kale says what's up, yo. I miss her. This is hard because this is a chain, but then this is a link, so you can't use the same timing. You have to adjust your timing a bit, right? All right, you can mash this. You can mash that part, but you have to perfectly time that, right? And to practice this, turn on the action timer and practice hitting the button after they cross the yellow bar, right? You have to practice this. That's tough. But you can find a... That could be DI'd? No. As long as you don't cancel, and as long as you... Well, they can mash through this, right? They can mash through this. Like... They can mash in between those two. They just can't mash in between that. You know what I'm saying? Most people get hit there, though, right? Why it worked. But if they DI... Let's do DI on hit 1. You can always respond to it. Right? As long as you don't cancel this, you're fine, right? So you have to recognize that he's doing he's doing it, and don't cancel. Likewise, if they do it on hit 2, this is the more deadly one, right? Because you might not see it, and you might do the cancel there, right? That's the hard part. But you definitely can like recover, and then just. You even have time to press strong. Everyone does, right? That's common. You're in good company. But that's why lights are so strong, right? If you feel that a person is going to DI, start doing lights, right? Or start doing this, right? This is why Street Fighter is hard. You find the timing for crouching, for medium punch to crouching, medium hit, or miss a lot. Cool. Easy way to fix this. Same exact way we do the crouch, the standing light punch and the standing light kick. Same exact way, right? Put block on block after first hit. So there's a way to diagnose if you're doing it too early or too late. First things first, turn on the action timer meter. And that should give you all the information you need. But there's another way to tell. Let's say you do medium punch, the crouching medium punch, and the crouching medium punch doesn't come out at all. That means you did it too early, right? If it doesn't come out at all, you're doing it too early. If it comes out and it's blocked, that means you did it too late. That's the way that you can diagnose if you're going too fast or too slow, too early, too slow. So, look at this bar here. When you see the red bar cross the yellow bar, that's your cue. If it's still too hard, 50%. And get used to it. I played a lot of Rock Band and Clone Hero and Guitar Hero. So this to me made a lot of sense. It was very easy for me to get used to. Right? And then what's cool is once you get used to it, too early, start listening to it, right? Do, right? Do. That's the rhythm. I could close my eyes. Do, right? Do, right? Do. You know what I mean? It's like once you get the rhythm down, it's a lot easier, right? Do. So first find the rhythm by using the action timer. And once you find the rhythm, start listening to it, right? What's the BPM of it, right? The interesting thing, every link off of this button here is the same timing, right? Every do. Same thing, right? Same thing, do. Same timing. Do. Right? Do. Same thing. Because if you think about it, it's like, it's the same time. You know what I mean? It's the same time that you have. Like, yeah, if you're plus 11 versus plus 7, there's a slight difference, but still within that range, right? Just for an example, if we're plus 14. By the way, chat, I'm going to teach you guys a very quick swag combo for Juri. If a person ever whiffs a DP and you want to swag, I got you. Right? If you want to swag and you have time to do this, you can swag. Watch this. That combos. Right? Swag. That's cool, right? Swag. And does a good amount of damage too. It does a good amount of damage. Swag. So let's say for an example too, right? I don't know if this will work, right? Let's try it out. And then I gotta call it. Right? Let's say you were gonna drive rush in either way, right? And you happen to hit them. There you go. Oh, that sucks. Pain. I wonder if this works with crouching medium kick. Says he's says he's crouching. Nah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Says he's crouching. Says he's crouching. Says he's crouching. No more coffee, no more anything. Only chamomile, Valium, and cute dolphins singing and such. That's hilarious. Dry fresh crouching heavy punch pickup is cool. Yeah. Any tips for connecting back medium punch after critical circle forward medium? You mean forward medium punch? You mean this? Connecting back medium punch after quarter circle forward kick. So do you mean this? You're fine. I just want to be able to answer it. This is a tighter gap, right? That's easier to do than that. It's frame perfect, quote quote, right? 8 frames start up. Same exact thing, Chad. If there's ever a time where you need to link two things together, so like this is a link, right? Enkensatsu into forward medium punch. That's a link, right? Because this move has to completely recover before you throw that move out. Anytime you need to do that, turn on the action timer display and for half, and just try to practice looking at this bar here. Depending on what kind of controller you play on, I play on hitbox, so everything I got a link, I double tap, right? So I hit the input 3 times, in fact, right? Twice, right? So it gives me 2 chances, right? I wouldn't mash, right? I wouldn't mash it. If there's ever a time where you feel like you have to mash something, that leaves you open for more chances to screw up, right? I play with negative edge off. So what I would do, get used to using this and get used to pressing it 1 time, because eventually you will get it, right? Like you will get it. If you press it early and it doesn't, if you press the button and it doesn't come out, that means you did it too early. If you do it and it doesn't combo, that means you did it too late. So if you do it and you're like, I'm trying to do it too early, right? And it doesn't come out, you go, okay, I have to do it a little bit later. And eventually you'll get it. And then eventually you'll just keep trying and then you'll get it. More consistent. And then from there, focus on the rhythm of it. Focus on dun, 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 right? Dun, 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 dun. For me, rhythm is a big thing for me, which is why things like the feng shui engine comes easier for me, right? So practice looking at this bar here. This will give you the timer of when to press your next button. When it crosses the yellow, that's when you do it. Hold your forward and then hit the medium punch when it crosses. Eventually, you won't need it. Press that button once, I promise. It will help you out in the long run. Because the next part is that it's easier to hit this if you don't mash. I fucked it up, see? So if you guys mash inputs, start to wean yourself off of that bad habit, I promise. It'll just help you out in the long run. Big problem. I would never lie to y'all, right? One thing I pride myself on is big ol' sexy, honest Kale. So, because I'm not just good looking, chat. I'm also honest. Right? Hold on a second. Peep it, chat. Or when the OnlyFans drops, chat, I'll give y'all the sneak peek. Right? Hold on a second. See? I'm good looking, right? I'm hot. Sometimes I'm hot, right? But that's all y'all get. Only a peek. Y'all gotta pay for that. You got no rhythm and bad timing, you'll get better at it. It's a good thing that rhythm and timing, completely learnable, right? Completely learnable. But it takes like focused training, right? You have to focus on training one or two things. And if you can't do something, then train until you can get it. If you can't hit a free throw, you got to train, right? It better be all feet. Won't be all feet. Might be some. You want to know how you're feeling right now? How are you feeling, Eldas? This stretch is good. It's a good ass stretch. That was a good stretch. Fuck. That felt kind of good. You'll take your entire stock? Shut up and take my money. Boo doo 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 doo. Boo 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 boo. You lazy roll your quarter circle motions. As long as it's not an issue, that shouldn't be a problem. But it's one of those things where it's like, if it becomes a problem, you should start to look into it. You also should be using your $200 Vic trick, but it's too precise. No such thing. I love that controller so much. I would love to get like that, but the hitbox. All right, I will be here tomorrow. And tomorrow we won't just be going on mad rant. My head was kind of hurting today. I wasn't in the mood to like, go in. Tomorrow, maybe I'll open up another lobby. We'll play some more. If you guys are over on Twitch, I'm going to raid Trickster, a friend of the channel. He is streaming live right now. You just got here and you're leaving. I'm sorry, Eagle Eye. The VOD will be up on YouTube. But I stream 7 p.m. Eastern. So 4 hours ago is when I start. And I'll be here tomorrow at the same time. Check out the Discord. I'm going to post that now. If you guys are over on the YouTube, keep in mind I do stream over at Twitch. And certain things you don't get, like raids. We're going to go check out a Juri friend of ours. So if you ever want to come through on Twitch, I am also live on Twitch. If you want to join the Discord, there's the Discord right there. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Always shorts every day. I'm working on a big Juri video, so be patient on that one. And again, let's go say what's up to the Trickster. He's been a loyal Juri companion for many a year. Well, let's go see what he's up to. All right, have a good one. I love you all. Thanks a lot for chilling out, even though we crashed. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Wait, first I have to raid. Raid first, then turn off.